Alright, it is Friday day. Can we get some yes? Dum, 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 dum. How are we doing, everybody? Ooh, that's a bright light behind me. Milkshake is very much enjoying looking out the window, so the lighting's going to be a little bit weird. How are we all doing, everybody? I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you all. I hope everyone's doing good. Fingers crossed you're doing a little better than us here in the hobby household. Verity, bless her, is ill, and I feel like I'm catching the same thing. But we will persevere. That is how it will work. Milkshake is being a little chaos monkey, as always. But yeah, how are we all doing? I hope we are all doing good. Johan redeeming, getting on in and redeeming the daily beans with Rusty with the first. How are we, Rusty? I hope you're doing well. And Johan, of course, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Epic Danny, hello to you. How are we? I'm enjoying the whoops in the chat. We have Seth, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. How's things? I hope everything's going good. And hiya! And a give pets for the milkshakums right here. Now, if I move the microphone slightly, look, you can see the shakes. Hello. But yeah, how are we all doing? I hope we're doing good. No, ill time. It is. Yeah, the household's a bit at the moment. I don't know what it is. Verity sort of, she got ill this morning, and then sort of, as the day's gone on, I feel like I'm just getting worse and worse. But hopefully we'll persevere and get through. It's not like it's a cough or anything. It's just if I get a little bit more brain foggy, I'll probably be like, yeah, that's enough today. But I figured today, as we're mainly doing stuff with bases, it should be pretty okay to get through things today. We're going to do a lot of experimenting. We're going to have a bit of fun today doing some stuff with, I need to did a bit of airbrush maintenance last night. I've got to put my airbrush back together today. So if we get onto the airbrush part, we're going to try the whole dry wipe style of it, but I've got to wait for this little man to get out of the room because I don't airbrush with him in here. In the meantime, though, we can tinker and mess around with some of the Vallejo rough white pumice. I want to try sanding it. I want to try kind of seeing what effects we can go for it and just have a bit of fun. But what is everyone else getting up to today? And it's Friday. It's end of the week. I hope everyone's doing good. Senjuro, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Hello. I'm currently contemplating building an Acolyte icon ward out of the Solar Auxilia and Neophyte hybrids. Ooh, that sounds cool. Do it. You're saying you're contemplating it. What's pausing you? What's giving you some stall right there? How's it doing all right? I am still at work for another hour and a half, being on standby for the whole day while we record a series. Been working on my non-metallic metal gold all day today and yesterday, I believe it was. I posted in the whip chat. Hells, yes, I will have a nosy in a minute. I haven't even you got Discord open at the minute. My brain's like, doing fine. Yourself and Hopey Milkshake getting to manic for attention. Let's hope, yeah. Yeah, bless him. He definitely has been today. It's one of the ones when the weather gets like this, he's always just like, I want attention, but then at the same time, like, don't touch me, it's warm. Which I can completely respect that. I can respect that, can't I, buddy? It's a big yawn. He wants it. Now he's like, attention, I've got to pet him. And he's just like, nah. There you go. I'm trying to get him used to me, because I don't know what's going on with him in the minute, but he's not getting rid of his, like, eye crusties that he gets when he's woken up. And I'm trying to get him used to me cleaning them, which is something you normally do from a kitten. But obviously, since we didn't have him as a kitten, he's still not quite used to it. He's getting better with it, but I get to do one pass at it, and then if I do a second one, it's a bit like, meh. So I'm trying to get him used to doing that. So, by the way, he's doing good. He's doing well. Verity redeeming all the beans. Hells to the yes. I call shenanigans. She just wants more time to read the book I turn on to. That's fair. That is fair. That one. I'm hoping tomorrow, if the weather's really nice, I think my plan is just to go and sit outside somewhere and read my book. That's my plan tomorrow. I think that would be really nice. Newbies, welcome on in. How are we? I hope you're doing well. Just going from work, so I'm going to leave a look while I eat dinner. I hope you have tasty foods. I need to have some tasty foods. I currently have the healthiest of dinners. I have a cup of coffee and a pack of custard creams. Right? Pinnacle of health right here. Aside from the crippling anxiety, oh no, I'm just not sure it'd work as well as the Cadian Solar Kit matches. However, Neophyte's kit is the only one with a single arm holding a standard that would fit it. Ooh. Yeah, that's the tricky one. I didn't realise it was a single arm holding the banner. And any reason... I'm trying to think. I don't know. I've not really done much kit bashing with guards, so I feel like I'm useless to help here. That took me longer than I was expecting to eat that biscuit. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. Anyways, to work on some bases for it. We had fun on Wednesday stream. We've been playing through the 2003 video game Fire Warrior, which has been good fun. We will probably finish that off for next Wednesday. I think we can probably bash it out in 3 streams. So we've done 2 streams already on it, which should be pretty good. Stay. Much. What have we got here? Verdi. Yeah! Sunshine reading session. Downloads a Fourth Wing sequel. Yes. I am enjoying... I haven't been reading it as much recently, but I've been reading The Drop Site Massacre by John French, which is I'm really enjoying. But I found the last... I know what it is. The last couple of weeks I haven't been reading my book because I've been playing Slay the Spire. Which is... I'm like, oh, this is so good. I see my e-reader there, and then I look at the Steam Deck, and I'm like, well, Slay the Spire. It'd be rude not to, right? Let's Slay the Spire. Which I now get why it was so addictive. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to play a lot more of the first one, then I might debate about getting the second one. I'm on the fence with it, I might do. I'm going to play the first one a lot more. Now, it's good to have a sounding board. That's fair. Do it. Go for it. Yes, do it. Do it. I have fajitas. Ooh, nice. Fajitas. Nom. I'm currently home alone as Minnie Sith has gone to the Alex Warren concert with her boyfriend and my mum, but my mum isn't sat with him. Aww. It's just sort of, you're like, oh, so you're nice at home alone, what are you going to do tonight? You're just going to chill, relax? What are you going to play? What are you going to get up to? That's the key part here. What are you going to chill and do? Are you doing some reading? You doing a bit of miniaturing, or are you I'm gonna crack out Stardew Valley? Like, what are you thinking? I know you've got many fun hobbies. Hey, Hobby Call, welcome on in. How are you doing? I'm Captain Mannerings. Hello to you. How are we? I hope you're doing good. I'm basking in the glow of our team having survived the development sprints and not killed anyone. Nice. That's always a satisfying moment, isn't it? Where you just go, oh, the sprint is over and everything's okay. Yeah, it's always a satisfying a moment for that one. It's like, yes. And then it's like you get this slight calm, and then it's like, hey, we're going to do another sprint for something else. And you're like, I just want to rest. It's always the way. Right, shall we jump over to the painting camera? Bring up Milkshake's camera. Get the music going. Where are we at? So we have, this is the base that we tested out on Sunday's stream, so this is now really solid and dry, so I think I can have a bit of fun with this now. And this is, if we get to the stage of doing it later, is my airbrush, which is now all being thoroughly deep cleaned. I have some new connectors. I've got a new needle for here, a new end piece, and a new connector with a funky new hose. My hose is is pretty cool. I was like, so I feel like between them I've got mostly the channel colours there, right? Yeah, let's go. So, that's, we'll hopefully get to that a little bit. Hey, buddy. How you doing? You doing okay? Meow. I thought I could have got his eye then, but he wouldn't let me get it. I thought I'd got it. I was like, now. He was like, no. Ooh, he's definitely hurt his eye, though. Okay. I think someone needs a little trippy trip to the vets. We're worried about his eye. I think he's scratched himself. I don't think it's anything really bad. I just think he's unfortunately scratched his eye. Aww. So we'll keep an eye on it. Someone's not going to like me afterwards, after stream, because I'm going to have to antibacterial wipe his face. He's going to be like, It is indeed. It is a Harder and Steinbeck. This is a Harder and Steinbeck. It's a bit of a Frankenstein's monster, because it's one of the custom ones. So it has got some evolution parts and some CR Infinity parts on it, so which is very satisfying for it. So it's got a few little bits in there. So I haven't been using it for a while because my old compressor broke, and then I bought the new compressor, and then the new compressor, I was worried that had also broken, but I think this is basically there's just an issue. I think the needle has a problem, and I think the tip at the end had a problem because that needle's sticking out way further than it should. So I think that was what's kind of happened. And then the downside was I can't connect this to my new compressor because it hasn't got the right connector. So I've had to order that separately. It's been a whole thing. Oh, hey, buddy. You off? And then Milkshake's like, all right, I'm out of here. Give me a second. Let me let Milkshake out. There you go, buddy. There you go. Emma. Milkshake decided to go, you know what? I've had enough of this today already. Oh. So, if I shut that now. There you go. The lighting kicks back in. It's weird with the door shut. The lighting is better. The door shut, the window shut. The lighting is better in here. Although I am sad not having the sunshine. I still use the a cheap one that came with a compressor for priming. Yes, I still have that as well. I've got the this is the one that came with the compressor. So I was using this for priming, and then what was I doing? I was using this for priming, and then I was tried to use it for something a little bit more detailed, and I didn't quite go to plan. So I was like, yeah, no, I need to buy the parts for this. Which is, I swear, you know, as much as I've had, you know, I've done some airbrushing a few times, and I don't mind it as like as a medium, and I think it's a useful tool. I feel like I have so much respect for people who do airbrushing for like 90% of the model or like loads of it, because I'm just like, I don't know how you do it. It's such a skill. And I think sometimes in the community, the wider community, it can be deemed, especially on like certain social media platforms and things like that, it's always talked down a bit. It's like, oh yeah, you've just airbrushed that. And I'm like, airbrushing's such a good skill. And it's such a whole different kettle of fish on its own. And I feel like, yeah, I kind of was very much one of those, like, I was like, when I started doing the airbrush, I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty, oh no, the learning curve is so steep. It was very much one of them. Oh, but yes, hopefully everybody can hear the music in the background. It has been running in there. Let's double check. Yeah, it's doing the moving. But yes, so this is the rough white pumice that we tinkered with the other week. On Sunday stream. So, my first thing I want to test is how this looks sanded down. So, I've got a little bit of sandpaper, and I'm going to sand it down today. So, where did my sandpaper go? I had a sheet of it. There it is. And we're gonna have a bit of a play with it. And the reason for this, because I want to know, does it sand smooth? We first off tested the transparency of it, because there was people were saying they had mixed results when using it as a basing medium, but I feel like we've not seen any of the stuff from underneath. Like maybe there you might have seen some of the white, but I feel like the coverage on this that's just the plain black base. That's metallic gold, and that's like a dark grey, well, a light grey. And I feel like looking at that, you can't see really anything. Maybe a smidge of the white. So that's going to be nice and easy enough to mess around with and test. So let's have a bit of a... I want to see how this kind of comes out. Let's move the microphone slightly out of the way so hopefully you won't have to sit and hear me going... So I want to know if it does sand well. Because sometimes these things... I was thinking, because it looks like a rough stone, if I smoothed it out and added in maybe a little bit of a varnish to it, would it look like smooth marble if I did some lining on it? Because it's already got that kind of stone texture and it has those kind of like pitted different bits through it. That's my thought process. That's what I'm thinking. So, hey Aki, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. How's things? How are we? Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out... We're having a bit of fun testing out and sanding out various things to get marble effects today. That's all we're doing. I mean, I hope you are doing well. Oh, my back. Oh. Do 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 do. And do 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 do. And just trying to see if this actually is coming out any way that looks different. Like I almost need I haven't got any masking tape. This is quite a high grit one. Maybe I need a smoother grit. Yeah, just kind of wondering if I can make it look like some rougher marble. That's the plan. I feel like if I smooth that out a little bit. Like, it would be good to try and add some, like, veining or something through this, which would be kind of good to do. I think that kind of... Okay. So that's kind of getting to what I was expecting it to look like. If you look at the difference side by side, it's not huge, but from the top down, you can see that does look a little bit different, which is cool. I'm good. Pub plans got cancelled because my mate and my brother don't get along, but all good otherwise. That's fair. That's fair. Do you still get to go out and enjoy the sunshine, or are you going, well, pub plans are cancelled. That's more miniature painting time. Time to get working on Baneblades and Valkyries. And do. So I'm wondering here if so that's fairly smooth now. That feels very smooth, but I think it still needs a gloss or something over it. So what I want to do is I want to take... Now, I was debating about just using a very sharp pencil, but I feel like I'll try and paint on a couple of little lines on one of the areas. Because obviously, marble's never just one colour, is it? It's always got little lines going through it. Just trying to open up my wet palette. And if we get a bit of time today, we might do some dry brushing on the custodes. Right, so very thin brush. It's wild how much the camera's picking that up much more in depth than actually it looks on the model. Oops. And do. Staying home, pilots and gunners for the Valkyrie are all painted, but now after much procrastinating. That's part of the hobby, right? Right. How do you know you're good at miniature painting? You procrastinate 90% of the time and get 10% done really, really fast. Or is that just me? I feel like I want to tinker with it. I've seen marble with little gold flecks and stuff going through it before. That one a bit heavier than I wanted it to, but that's fine. Nothing I can't neaten up a bit. Just need a little bit of grey. Just tinkering with these colours. Do. I feel that's life in general. That's true. That is true. It's like, yeah, we just try. It'll be fine. It'll work out, right? That's how it works. You know, yeah, we'll procrastinate for a while. Then eventually, just boom. This looks way more on the camera. This looks really pronounced. It's really not when I'm looking at it here. Like, it's really not that pronounced. I think like the light's betraying me a little bit there. Because I want it to look a little bit more faded. Just wanted to blow off some of the dust. And let's go in with a little bit of... I got a white on here. You do have a white on here. It's going to stipple on ichor. Just to break those down a little bit more. Kind of almost look like I'm layering them through. Yeah, they're not good quality, but you'll barely see them enough to it. Wow. At least you've done more than most though. The amount of times I've looked at the pilot and gone, I'm just gonna put the cover on here and just spray the glass, and that's just because I can't be bothered to paint the pirate. But then I know in the back of my mind, I know I didn't do it then, and I'm like, no, I didn't do it. So you've done a step more than me most of the time. Let's stipple this on here. Just trying to. I'm just now trying to dial it back just a smidge. Okay, so let's leave that there. This is all testing. Yeah, no idea how it's going to come out. That's the fun, right? That's the thing. We don't know. That's how we don't test these things. We don't know. And then I think my thought process on this is I want like a super smooth marble. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of clear UV resin. Now, do I have my torch? There it is. Torch is over here. I was thinking originally like hard coat, but then it would still be rough. So I don't need a lot. I just need a smidge on there, and then I'm going to smooth it out. And let's see how this kind of settles everywhere. So I'm kind of almost use this as a bit like a filler. That's what I'm kind of thinking it's going to kind of look like. I was tempted to spray the canopy, but I had the same thought that I'd know. Yeah, that's always the hard part. It's like, well, I'll know though. It's like when you don't paint like behind a shield or something or whatever. Like my brain's like, yeah, but you know you didn't do it. So every time you look at the model and you catch that one tiny 1 mil by 1 mil opening where you didn't actually do it, you'll know. And I'm like, no. By all rational states, it wouldn't be an issue, but it's me, so it is a problem. Right, so let's see how this goes. I'm going to dry this. I don't think this is the move. I feel like I'm just going to do the dryer sheet. The dry wipe and the airbrush, I think, is going to be the move. But this is an experiment. This is a bit of a fun experiment. Yeah, because my thought was here, if I have a rough stone, I sand it down, fill in the gaps with clear resin or something shiny. It would look like a nice marble. That was my thought process. But I thought originally I could have gone across this to kind of like fill the areas with something like hard coat, but I don't think. I think it might have to be resin because of how many gaps are actually in the stone. So I'm thinking most likely what I would need to do if I was to approach it this way is it's going to have to be a much multi-layered approach. Where I'd have to kind of put in the first layer of the pumice, sand that down, put on the second layer, sand that down, but in between the layers add in the little lines of colour. So I'm kind of reckoning would probably happen, I think. I'm enjoying watching the process. Yeah, thank you. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling you're getting on the mend. Have you had some food? I I think it will work better if you do multiple layers. I'm agreeing. Yeah, I agree there. I think that might be the case. Which is what today's about. It's about experimenting, really. All of it's new. I've not done the dryer sheet method before when doing bases for it with the airbrush. So it's all new. But I agree. I think maybe that's the way to do this. Alright, it's probably dried enough now just for testing purposes. We should grab you some Fimo tomorrow. That's true, yeah, we were chatting about doing that, weren't we? Messing around with some modelling clay and things. Other way, I was like, I'm going to do fast custodies. Technically, the custodies are fairly fast, but the bases, I didn't say anything about not doing a complicated base. Right, so, yeah, I feel like that's gone a little bit... it's smooth enough. Smoothish. It's a smoothish. Yeah, trial and error, the building blocks for the great successes. That's the hope. I should be a master at this then by now, right? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how I put the lines on. That was a mistake. But if I look at just that one, it doesn't look too bad. If I was to just kind of like, that does look like kind of like marble. I feel the natural deposits of the black in the pumice are kind of giving me that looks like kind of like marble. Maybe that's just me. I don't think I've looked ever enough marble. I do think it's missing a little something though. It does look a little raw, for it. I feel like that would be a cool effect if we ever to do them on a moon or something. So, but yeah. Well, that's experiment 1. I'm just not a big fan of using the resin on that, because that's just going to take ages to do so many bases. I've got a whole army of this. So that's that one. So let's pop that over here. Let that, oops, solidly cure. I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful sunny day. I'm just going to pop it on the windowsill. There you go. I'll pop that on the windowsill to dry. Custodies, dip in gold, paint, and you're done. I know a guy that does that. There is such nice ways to do it. Like, we've gone for ours. Like an aged gold vibe. But this is really nice, quite simple technique. In terms of the fact it is just prime the Custodia dark colour. Painting the areas that are going to be gold in a dark brown. Dry brush. So I'm like... nice and simple, and it gives me a much more aged effect versus my 40k custodies, which were done with the classic kind of Retributor armor sort of style. Retributor armor, Reichland flesh shade, lots of layers of auric armor gold up to Stormhost silver. Like, it's wild how the difference on it is, but I'm a big fan of that. I think that looks kind of fun, something a bit different. My partner was saying I need to go outside and see the bluebells. I'm like, no, I don't want to. But the blue flowers are outside. Just think, if you go outside and look at the blue flowers and think of Himmel the hero, that's what it's all about, right? Actually, you say that about blue flowers. I weirdly have I have as one of my background photos on my phone. A picture of a blue flower from when we were in Japan that is just absolutely like, I was like, whoa. Where did I put it? It was just like when we were out having a beach day, and I just saw this blue flower, and I was like, this is stunning. I'm trying to see if I can find it. What day did we go there? I'm trying to remember what day I went there. I'm in the right day here. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I just was kind of a bit weirdly obsessed with these blue flowers. No idea what flowers they were. This was in Kamakura. I was like, ooh, blue flowers. I was just completely blown away by them, and I feel like I've wanted to paint something this color for a while. When you said bluebells, it's just made my brain going. This is like just the same. I was just like getting more and more zoomed in as we went, just like testing the camera. That's how zoomed in I could go. It was just really nice. I want to paint something using this. I feel like I want to. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But I feel like I want to paint something using that kind of blue colour. Like almost like a pastel-y blue. Don't know what it'll be, but I'll do something. Okay, alright. I'm provisionally upgrading the standard bearer idea based on the dry fit from poodoo to no poodoo. You got this, you got this. Indecision point at the moment. I'm not sure what I want to do. Might want to do build some models, but got too many. Some Blood Bowl teams and a box of modern day agents, or paint some deep ones from a game, or paint an astronaut. Ooh. Well, I suppose the first question: are you in a painting mood or a building mood? Daddy's doing okay. I've got some pasta cooking, so I will have eaten soon. That's alright then. Oh, thank you, actually. That's really appreciated. Thank you. Oh, play the Addams Family gift. See the flowers and the weather? I always feel like whenever someone's like, oh, I want to go look at the flowers. There's always, whenever someone says, look at the flowers, I don't know what it is. My brain thinks of the most traumatic time someone has ever said that in, like, any form of media. So, it's like, look at the flowers, and I think of that Carol in that scene from The Walking Dead. I just look at the flowers and I'm like, don't trauma. Like all of Free Ren's flashbacks to him or the hero. And I know it's not look at the flowers, but it's like look at the flowers as in as in the scene, the final scene of Mice and Men, like in the book where he's like look at the was he say look at the flowers or look at the bunnies or something? He's like have a look, and my brain's like, why am I getting trauma from pretty flowers? I'm just like, ugh. Look at the flowers, Lizzie. That was a dark one, wasn't it? It was like, oh, it was the right move though. It was the right move. It was hard for Carol to do, but I'm like, nah, you did the right thing, Carol. You're all good. You're all good there. Right. So a couple more bits of experiments to do now. Right. So. Trying out how to do this. So let's do experiment 1. Well, experiment 2. Let's do layers of the pumice. Shall we? Should we do layers of those? I want to get some of my Salute minis built tonight. Are ready for priming and painting tomorrow. Ooh, what did you pick up at Salute? Flowers attack me. They try to procreate in my nose and my eyes. The pollen wars, remember. The pollen wars. We're here now. It's that time of the year, isn't it? Aha. The pollen's gonna try and get me. Like, oh no. No. I got told to touch grass the other day, so I rolled a joint. I don't think that was what he meant. Mice and Men. Read that at school too. We had such an interesting literature at the time to read. Yeah, we did, what did we do in school? We did, of Mice and Men, Romeo and Juliet, Holes, The Machine Gunners, and there's another book that I remember loads about, but I can't remember what the book is called. And the main character in it was called Link, and like the villain in it was a guy called Shelter. Oh, what was it? I can't remember the name of the book, but I remember the story like really, really kind of like quite vividly. It was quite a dark film, basically about a guy who was murdering homeless people. It was like, welcome to year 8 in school. What was it called? Stone Cold. That was the name of the book. I had to Google it. Robert Swindell. Yeah. We had a weird stuff to read. Weird stuff to read in school. It was a strange time. It was a strange time. I think I'm in a painting mood. The deep ones maybe in my calling. Ooh, I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see. Right. So we go in. We're going to go in with just layers of this. Because I'm going to add so many layers, I reckon we should be okay. You hungry? Want some marshmallow fluff, chat? Want some marshmallow fluff? Do not eat this. Please do not eat this. But marshmallow fluff? It does look like marshmallow fluff. Few Foundry minis, Pikemen for the dogs, a Dogs of War Empire, and an Orc in Swift clothes, some Conflict Zombie controllers, and some Moonstone fairies. Oh, I do like the Moonstone minis. I've not seen many of the Foundry minis before, and I have one Conflict mini, which was a free mini I was given at last year's UK Games Expo. I got Stone Cold in school as well. Loved it, but didn't finish it. Yeah, it was kind of like it was a bit of a weird one for us, because I wonder if that's what they do, because we didn't get to the end of the book. I had to go read the end of the book myself separately, because they were kind of like, they went from halfway through, they went, right, we're not going to read this anymore, we're going to read Holes, which I'd already read. I'd read a lot as a kid, and I'd already read it, and I was like, this is great, I'm going to ace this. Ace this exam. This is going to be brilliant. I did enjoy that as a book. Holes was a good book. And I've also read the sequels. The sequel to Holes. For anyone who didn't know that, the book Holes has a sequel. Which is it's kind of a sequel. It is the sequel follows the character from Holes' armpit after they get out of the camp. And it's called Small Steps, and it's a very good book. It's a very good book. Alright, so I'm putting a lot of marble down on here. These are just the experimental bases. So I've got them down. I don't think I want pure marble bases. A reading from school I recall is Buddy. Oh, I read Buddy. I read that just because I remember seeing it in the library. I remember Buddy. Buddy was a good one, but we didn't study it in school. Buddy's song, Wuthering Heights, Educating Rita, and the poems of Philip Larkin. Ooh, we didn't do any poems. Yeah, we didn't do poetry or anything. Yeah. Not that I recall anyway. If we did, I can't remember. Right, let's do that stone, so that's going to sit and dry now. And then I think the other ones, I've got to experiment with them. They had us read so many chapters in class, we had to discuss what happened. Ah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we just kind of had, a lot of mine were just, read this book, now go write a passage on the chapter that we've done. Because it was always literature rather than, or language, whichever way it was. It was English lit and English language, and they different things. Which was weird. Esme! Hello, Esme, how you doing? We had Ted Hughes poetry for GCSE. I don't know who that is. Ted Hughes. I feel so uneducated about poetry. I did Philip Larkin for A level. Ooh. No, yeah, we didn't do anything. I did drama, and I did quite a lot of stuff. Like we did some musicals. We did some things that had poems in it. Trying to think. Weirdly, the one I did the most poetry in was I think in year 8 we had a term on religious education, and there was quite a lot of poetry in that, and I don't really know why. This was just weird because they kept wanting to talk about was it W.H. Auden, his funeral blues poem. And the only reason I remember it is because I remember getting really kind of, because I've read that at a funeral. I've had that read at a family member's funeral, and I remember just being very much like, I don't like this. I don't want to talk about this. So I remember that, but I feel like it's kind of odd, isn't it, about how little we kind of realise that they aren't teaching kind of things like poetry and stuff, which is quite sad actually, because I feel like I would love the opportunity to do it. But then again, I don't think my school is a good one to go basis on of is it a good school or not, considering my art teacher told me I had zero artistic talent in any way, shape, or form, and the only way I'm going to contribute to the class for the remainder of the year is to be the person who stands there holding the object everyone else has to paint or draw. And she made me do it. So I was like, oh yeah, my school's not the best on that one. I was like, oh, joke's on her. Look at me now. She never saw my exquisite Macromedia Flash animations I made in IT. Those stickmen, I made them do a million things. I remember one book we read, it was called An Angel for May. My main takeaway from it was you don't mess with old people, they will send you back in time. I like that. It's like, we do not mess with old people. It's like, yep, I mean, that's a good rule of life, I think. Don't mess with the old people. They've got nothing but time. Ouch. Yeah, it was. I remember. She was only there one more year. By the time that was in year 7, and by the time I reached year 9, she basically wasn't a teacher there anymore. And I think that kind of explains it, really. Yeah, she was very much told. Yeah, I felt like she didn't want to be a teacher, or maybe she wanted to be an artist. It was one of those weird things. So. I was a massive, a massive nerd now, but I was quite a bit of a nerd and geeky in school. I pretty much spent my time avoiding being bullied by hanging out in the library and reading books. It's kind of the done thing, right? That was my school experience. And this day, if I could look back at, 11, 12-year-old me and go, don't worry. In about, what? How old am I now? So, yeah, and turn around and go, yeah, in about 12 years, you're going to meet the most amazing person ever who's going to help you embrace your nerdiness, and then you're going to marry her. Like, don't worry, kid. It's all going to be good. That's what I'd be like if I could tell myself. That'd be it. If only I could, yeah, that'd be it. I'd be like, don't worry, kid. You're going to marry a hottie who's way out of your league. And she's just as much of a nerd as you. It doesn't make sense to me either. I put paint to paper once and they didn't let me back in the class. It is kind of wild about how they kind of do that, isn't it? It's just like I feel like I don't get teachers kind of like, you have no skill, be gone now. My school was really bad for it. I think they just focused on the students who they thought were going to get like A stars or something, or whatever it was. I remember when I joined the adult library, study there, and my first book was Stephen King's Dolores Claiborne. Ooh, I've not read that one. Ooh. I avoided being bullied in year 10, 11 by doing my schoolwork in art and textiles classrooms at lunch after school too. Yep, that was it. I spent a lot of time in the food technology lab. Was what I did for mine. It's very much it. Yeah, food tech, or no one ever went in the textiles rooms. So not that I'm particularly good at textiles, but I appreciate it was a place to kind of hang out. Just trying to smooth these down because I'm assuming if I'm going to airbrush across this with like the stretched out dry paper towel, this needs to be nice and smooth. So I'm just going to get a different grit. That's 240 grit. Where did my other sandpaper go? Yeah, so cute. Yeah, sneakily here, being here and getting compliments. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it's true though. It's all true. 2000 grit. That'll do. That looks nice and smooth. Also, I'm sorry if this is not an unpleasant. This is a particularly unpleasant sound. Hoping it's not too bad. That's better. That's super smooth now. Then I did it again with to a cartoon pear. That's not the. I just imagine the teacher being like, "That's not the pear we expected you to draw." I remember my biggest frustration I remember once with school was was the whole they deleted my coursework. So I wrote my coursework in on the school computers, and basically they deleted it because I basically sworn in the creative writing part of my coursework. In like, because I was like, right, it was like part of it, but because the school's system searched for keywords of like swearing and various terms and things like that, it got flagged up and auto deleted, and they couldn't recover it. So I remember just being like, what do I do? Because that was like, 2,000 words of creative writing that have now just gone. Like, what do I now do? And they were like, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, the IT team can't recover it. And knowing what I now know all about, now I know everything I know about IT. I'm like, they could have damn well recovered it. Like, I feel like lies. Right. So the goal here is, what if I did the marble effect on these ones? That's the question. Do I go full marble? Do I do a little bit of ruins on it? I feel like maybe full marble with some ruins. A few little bits. Hey, Valrath, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. You should have sworn at them. Oh, I was so angry. I remember just being and it was also like, I was so proud of like what I wrote. I haven't written again since, apart from the occasional bit of story behind why like a diorama piece I've done for like Warhammer or something, or I did some. I got back into writing a little while ago with a little while ago, probably about 5+ years ago now, when I did I got into DMing again for like D&D and stuff. Nah. I think that's why I enjoy video games so much. For me, they're some of the best storytelling things that are available. Like, they're just always fantastic. Or so good. Right, so these are all now super smoothed out. So they now need to... And... Ooh. I swear you must have known, Varath, that we were talking about writing, because you're a keen writer. That's much. Has anyone here ever put anything into when you could submit stuff into the Warhammer like amateur kind of writing thing that they do? Has anyone ever submitted anything to that? Hey, Super Weasel, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing good. Doing all right? I'm doing well, thank you. Doing well. How's it going? It's gonna make a gardening pun. I would say writing a short story, I'd say T2 RPG are different methods. That is very true. That's very true. Yeah, the TTRPG was just more of I would write the backstories for the areas and things. Yeah, when I get into something, I get really into it, and I remember going a bit nuts on the map making system. I mean, like, there's so much I want to do here, and got really into it. So yeah, it was one of those. It's a hold down from Solitaire to hold down. This is me with a lasso. Will you hear the hold down? I just learned that One Page Rules has a mega team up with a large group of miniature manufacturers. Yes, it's really cool. It's very, very cool. A Worlds Beyond Brawl, 16 brands, 53 war bands, all using their... Yes, it's if anyone hasn't seen this, this is fantastic. I saw it because it was on the Warp Miniatures social posts on Instagram. I was like, oh, it's very cool. If you guys haven't seen it, let me just get up the article about it. Where have we got the... where has it gone? So there's basically... Is it under the One Page Rules part of it? Where is it down as... I'm trying to find where it's gone. Where's the story point for it? Never written for the Warhammer Amateur. Used to enjoy doing the 55-word flash fiction challenges. Twitter was cool. Ooh, that's cool. I'd never heard of that. I came to Twitter really late. I was very, very late with Twitter. And then by the time I started using it, it was like, yes. It's now it's been bought by a bad person, so I'm not using that anymore. I use Blue Sky a lot though. I've been really enjoying using Blue Sky as a platform, so it's a very similar thing. Yeah, Blue Sky's great. Where is it called? There was the big team up. Let me just grab there. Warp. Do. I think one of my favorite game systems is a Warband War Machine. Yes. Where's the post gone? Because I'm really enjoying the Warp Miniatures stuff. I've been reading more and more about their game system, how it works and things. No, this is very cool. I'm just trying to find the post. Why can I not find the post? My brain is like, why can I not find this? Why is it not on my mini factory either? Where's this gone? Valorant for the motherland! Where has it gone? So I can find the thing. Can I find it's the Worlds Beyond Brawl? That's what I was looking for. Yeah, because I think it's on their website, isn't it? So where's the full article about it? It's launching on. It launched on the. Launched on May 12th. That's why. Yeah. So if anyone hasn't seen about this, this is actually really cool. Something to talk about. It's on one of my notes to talk about it. But it's come up. Let's have a chat about it now. There's basically a big team up thing with one-page rules. So they've got together with a load of creators of miniatures and different companies. So you've got things on here like you've got like a War Machine, you've got Warp Miniatures, you've got Mini Wargaming. That's Warp Miniatures ones there. They look really cool. They look fantastic. You've got Twin Goddess Miniatures. There's so many one-page rules themselves, and what they're effectively doing. Here's all the ones they've got. Piazza, who are the people who make Pathfinder. You've got Dragon's Trapper's Lodge. Let me open this in a new tab. That's probably easier. Who've got loads of really great stuff. There's a phenomenal amount of people getting involved in this, and effectively the idea is they've teamed with 18 creators. And they're making 53 compatible warbands. So some of them are doing multiple, some of them are doing one each for it. And they're doing a big, massive, like, almost sort of Avengers Endgame-esque style if everybody came together, like, to do one big fight. And it's cool that the fact that they're pulling it from loads of different areas, but all using one-page rules as rules. And it's May 12th. It goes up on my mini factory, where you can get the rule sets for all the warbands, and you can get the files for the warbands and things. Which is really cool. As we get closer to it, we'll cover this closer more and more to the time. But if anyone hadn't seen about this on the radar, this looks so much fun. Just because I love seeing stuff from other... I mean, just looking at what's in here, like, sculpts-wise, there's some phenomenal stuff. Like, just giving, like, sneaky peeks about what it's all going to be. There's going to be some high fantasy stuff. There's going to be some more kind of, like, grim future stuff. And making it all compatible. Which I think is a really, really cool way of doing it. There's a crazy amount of creators who've got all teamed up in this. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what comes out of it for it, what things people create and things. It looks great. I said the words "things" there a lot, but yeah, you get the drift. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for that to all come together. Right, let's move this all about. Is there? I had some very fun games against Cricks, which I lost. Oh man, I was thinking weirdly the other day. I was thinking about like games that I'd lost, if that makes any sense. If that makes sense, I was thinking about stuff that I had. What do you call it? The games where basically I'd like kind of lost, but still had like a really great time, and my brain constantly just kept me thinking about Destiny 2. I don't know what it was. It was a weird thing. And I was kind of going back to the whole point of like, I'm surprised there's not. So I got looking for STLs for Destiny thing. My brain has gone full ramble mode. I'm so sorry. I was looking at STLs, and I was surprised that there's not really many Destiny STLs out there, which is kind of a shame. I feel like that would be a fun thing for Bungie to do with that IP, or PlayStation now that they own Bungie. Like, they've done a lot of they've given the license out for a lot of their games, like Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff, to like Steamforged Games, who have produced really, really good, high quality board games with loads of really nice miniatures. I'd love for them to do it with Destiny. That would be so cool. I think that'd be phenomenal to see. I've heard that Pazio of Pathfinder fame has announced their entire catalogue of minis is now going to get one-page rules. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. That one is not as smooth as it should be. That's not as smooth as I want it. Give me a second. I can feel that being rough. A little rough on that patch there. It's probably because the sandpaper has been very used. Whoop. That's better. It's got a rough patch. But yeah, what is everyone else getting up to today? Anyway, I hope we're all doing good. And, oh, also as well, Esme, I'm not sure if you're still floating about. I've been loving your Middle-earth terrain you've been building. It's so cool. It's all painted phenomenally. If we haven't done so, folks, check out. Where are we at? Where are we at? Whoop. If you haven't done so, please go and check out Esme's channel. Go check out their Instagram, everything like that. Like, she's produced phenomenal, awesome minis. Really big fan of things like Bushido and things like that. All these other great game systems. As we're having a conversation there about other game systems, please go shout out, give Esme some follows. Because the stuff's awesome. Yeah, it is gorgeous, isn't it? Esme's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, you will take the love, you will take the compliments. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like, the terrain you've been doing is fantastic. Absolutely stunning. I don't know what it is about, like, terrain. I don't build and paint enough terrain, and I'm like, I always get this kind of urge to be like, I want to start doing things. It's like, I want to start working on terrain, because I'm like, terrain. It's always really satisfying to work on it. I'm like, And I know I've got a big box of, really big box of Legions Imperialis terrain in the cupboard, and that is on my radar of things to get through after I've done the Custodes. So maybe I will have a terrain session. Plus, I've got loads of terrain to go on the web store, actually. Most of it's ready to go on now. The upside and downside of if I don't print it myself, it doesn't go on the web store. Is the upside is I know that it's going to be good. I know I can dial in the settings, and I know it's going to print well. The downside is it takes me forever after I get files to actually put them on the web store. It's so frustrating because I'm too much of a it must be spot on. Like, it has to be right. Right. Speaking of right, let's get the airbrush sorted. So I started playing in League and was like, wait, no, that's me. I started playing League. I've never played League. I've never played League of Legends. I feel like it's one of those ones where I've seen people play it, but I only ever saw people like complaining about it. If that makes sense. I assume it's League of Legends, not necessarily Rocket League, or it could be a different league. Could be is there a Jules Verne game? 50,000 Leagues Below the Sea. Ooh. Right, let's take all this apart. Because I'm effectively going to replace everything in here now. I have a brand new needle, which was... I cannot get over how expensive needles are for airbrushes. Yeah, the best advice is don't start. I've only just started playing... I know it's not the same game in any way, shape or form. I feel I've only just started playing Slay the Spire. I know it's been out forever and it's now got a sequel, but I've only literally just started playing it. and it is so good. It's so much fun. Right, so new nib. Oh yeah, that looks really well. What I want to test now is how far does the needle actually go out of that nib? Oh yeah, it literally barely does. Yeah, so just to show you guys, this is what the problem with my airbrush was. That's as far as the needle goes out. I can't push that needle any further, and I don't want to without stretching it. The one that was in there... This is how far... This is why my paintbrush was spluttering so much. That's how far the needle goes out. And it's the same nib, same needle. So basically, at some point, I have stretched the nib at the end of it. So then that goes all the way through. So that's what's been causing too much paint to go through and causing the spluttering, because then it can't retract like properly, because it's trying to pull back like that far. And it causes the blotting. So yeah. What I will do though is I will get the new needle, because if I've bought a new one, I might as well use the new one, right? Oh, shiny new needle. I like it, but it's stressful for a lot of people. It's handy to play games waiting for texture paint to dry. That's true. That is very true. So that's how this needle looks. Oh yeah, that goes out just a little bit further. It's a slightly touch thinner. Nice. Okay, that's what I wanted. I might actually have a functioning airbrush again. That's exciting. Cool. Right, so I'm going to put this stuff back in here now, just because I feel like there's still going to be use for this. You know, if I ever need it. There's probably some use somewhere. Don't know what the use will be, but there'll be use somewhere. Yeah, I love the lore and the art. The game is, I don't want to say toxic, but yeah. I feel that's kind of it. Coming to a game like that, there's the people who... Any sort of like team-based game like that, there's always the people who take it not too seriously isn't the right word. They want to play because they want to play to win, and I can imagine there would be anything. It's like playing any game with other people. Somebody just that day needs a win more than somebody else. And so they just take it a little bit too far. And you're like, oh no. I might give in and give the Tomodachi Life demo. Do it, Verdi. Do it. I've been enjoying seeing all the memes of Tomodachi Life everywhere. It's so funny. And all the videos, they look hilarious. Right, it's gonna put the lid on my wet palette because I don't need it open while I'm doing the airbrushing. And this texture paint is still a way off. I'm going to put the texture paint on the window. There we go. That should hopefully dry in that beautiful sunshine, because it is currently 16 degrees. What? Okay, so compressor. Sorry, I'm going to slightly walk off camera while I grab my compressor for the airbrush and things, and put the new hose on. So, compress air. Check. Get rid of the hose. So, old hose. I don't think there's anything wrong with the hose. I just thought if I'm going to replace everything, I might as well do it all, right? The Acolyte icon is done, and the verdict is maybe no poodoo. Yay! I'm liking the confidence, Rusty. I'm loving it. Right. New hose. And I was like, I'm going to get a hose. I want a pretty one, right? Looks so cool. Right, let's take that off. New hose onto the compressor. Need a better place to put this compressor, really. It just kind of sits on the floor. I'm just trying to think if there's a better place I could put it. Right, now I've just realised I have found everything I need Except I don't know where the connector for this is. I've just realised that's the one little bag of something I'm missing. Where's my little connector? I bought the connector recently, and I know it was on the desk. I just don't know where on the desk it is. So, Hey, Lead Prior, how you doing? I've just started my first assembly, and I have a question about the glue. Happy to help. What can I do for you? It smells like I shouldn't inhale it too much. Which glue are you using, out of curiosity? Is it the Games Workshop glue or something like the Tamiya glue? What are you using? And also, I'm curious to know, what are you building? Citadel plastic glue. Yeah, that can be quite. So with plastic glue, so it's a bit. So super glue is it creates a bond. So as the glue dries, it becomes the bond. Plastic glue melts the plastic slightly in order to make the two pieces of plastic create a bond. So you do get a lot more kind of like solventy smell from it. So definitely make sure you're somewhere with some good ventilation, or at least take a breather if you feel you're getting a bit dizzy. It can definitely impact a bit. But yeah, and generally, yeah, good rule of thumb: don't sniff glue too much. is a good rule of thumb there. But wow, welcome to the hobby. Anyway, how are you? What are you working on? What's your first assembly? Your first mini of choice? And I'm just trying to. You have to forgive me a second because I'm just looking for something on my desk. I don't know where it's gone. I'm building a Tyrannofex. Ooh, that's a cool mini. A Tyrannofex is such cool minis. Love Tyranids. Tyranids are great fun. I'll show you my Tyranids here. These are my Tyranids. We go right here. This is one of the ones from the starter set. Tyranids are so much fun. They're such good. The big massive creatures, aren't they? They're just really cool. Very Starship Troopers sort of style. This color scheme is based on if you've ever played the video game Destiny 2. There's a faction in there called the Lucent Hive. So they have this kind of like bone and green carapace, but they have these light powers that they've taken from the main characters. That's what this is based on. Can I DM you some pictures before I put them? Yeah, of course, no worries, Rusty. Ping them across. Do you want me to look at them while I'm on stream, or do you want me to check them out after stream? I've got a Norn and a couple of Karns, Carnies, and a kill team of Ramen. Ooh, hell yeah, that sounds great. That sounds really, really cool. I like it. Oh yeah, Tyranids are fun. I haven't worked on my Tyranids in a while. I kind of finished everything from the Leviathan box and then just kind of went, I'm done now. But I've got so many other Tyranids for the rest of the force. Bear with me, I'm just going to stand off camera while I'm looking at my desk for something. I'm just desperately trying to find where I put the connector for the airbrush. I have seen it recently. I just don't know where I've put it. Oops. My headset got stuck. Bear with me. Ooh. So to sort the cable out. Oh, if you sign up for updates from the one-page rules at Worlds Beyond, you can also get one fantasy and one sci-fi one. Ooh. Yeah. Well, I'm never going to say no to free STL files. Where on earth did I put? Right, that's stickers. That's not what I need, but that's the stickers. It's a small little baggie somewhere with one tiny connector piece in it. I'm trying to, for life of me, figure out where I've put it. Which is now making me very nervous that I don't know where I've put it, and I'm like, I need that to do any airbrushing. I probably should have looked at this before stream, but that requires me having some sort of brain function. Right, so stickers there. And then is... Where did that go? I can't have lost it, right? That's silly, right? I can't have lost it. I only bought it recently, and it was expensive. Where would it have gone? I would only put it over here. Where on earth would I have put that? I'm so confused. The stickers for the free sticker redeem. They are indeed. Get yourself a random sticker. You could be a milkshake. Could be a stressed out hobby. Could be some love. Could be an excited hobby. Oh, hold on. I can do the emote. That was indeed Halo in the background. Yes. Or where are we at? Let's. Where have I put? I'm so confused. Well, where would I have put this little adapter? Because it would have been in a small, like, little baggie, because that's what it shipped in. And I was so sure I put it to my right, because I was like, if I'm going to need it, I'm going to need it, and it's going to be over here. I'm so confused. I need it to be able to use my airbrush. Oh no. It's going to violently, it's going to dramatically shift what I get up to today if I can't find it. I'm trying to think where on earth I would have put it otherwise. No, I wouldn't have put it behind me anywhere. I don't think it's on the dining room table. Is it on the dining? Let me just check the floor. Let me just check the area I was just at. Hold on. Sorry, I don't like being off camera, but I'm just trying to look for the thing so I can do the thing on stream. Some paints. Where has it gone? Oh no. Okay, if I can't find it, this is slightly stressful. What does it look like? I'll check out here. It will look like I don't know, maybe just find the thing that it looks like. It will look something like this, like one of these, in a small bag, kind of like that. I think. I assume it's not the one inside the case with the airbrush from the Instapic. No, annoyingly, when I realised when I looked at the picture, I didn't put this anywhere. It'll be similar to this, I think. But I had to buy a specific one because because I went for a custom airbrush. This one doesn't quite connect because basically this is slightly too big for here. There's an adapter that this connects into, which is what I've bought, or it's a smaller version of this. I need basically the thread on the interior because that thread's too small. It's the problem I had. Yeah. I know I bought it, and now I'm very confused. I'm like, confusion. I'm just looking at where on earth would I have put it? Why am I so badly organised, chat? Why do you watch me? Why do you watch me? I'm so disorganised. I spend most of my time just looking for stuff on stream. I'm like, where would I have put this? Let's just... I'll just move things out of the way. I'm sorry, there's going to be some random things going on the desk. I must BRB. No worries about ref. For the Chaos and Milkshake, that is true. That is true. Chaos and Milkshake is the way to go. Right, let me just put some... I'm just moving some things around so I can check areas. Ooh, just knock stuff over. There's a piece of terrain. Where are we at? Some airbrush cleaner. A load of Magic the Gathering packs. I did not, unfortunately, Super Weasel. I did not get any. I got my dispatch notifications, but I didn't get any deliveries today. Alas, the only Strixhaven packs I have are the ones I was able to pick up from HMV. Sadly. I have had my dispatch notifications. How about you? Have you had your stuff arrive? Disorganized because of Spicy Brain. We watch you because we are happy, positive, talented, and all-in great guy. Yeah. My reaction to compliments. Thank you. No, I must hide. Where is this adapter? Under the keyboard? No. Under the Stream Deck? No. Where would I have put it? I'm so confused. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to have a look for this. I know I've only been live, like, an hour and a bit. I'm going to BRB up, just so I can properly have a rummage, and then I'll see if I can find it. I will be right back, because I want to find the thing. So give me a second. And I'm back, Chatteroonies. And sadly, it is not good news. Oh god, whoa. The window is open. I was like, what is that lighting? I cannot for the life of me find where I've put this connector. Verity's been in here helping me look. Like, we've just, like, I have no idea where it's gone. I remember a week ago, I remember seeing it in a location. Oh, I'm sorry for the long BRB for no payoff. I'm so sorry. Which means that I can't do the airbrushing part today, but I can maybe do some other bits. I'm just so confused. I just have no idea why. Which is very frustrating. I just can't for the life of me think where it would have gone. If that makes sense. Like, I just don't... Like... It was the sort of thing where I was like, oh, I bought that adapter for a specific purpose. It wouldn't leave this room. And it would be in the location where I thought I put it. Obviously, it's not, but... My biggest concern is how in Milkshake exploring the desk, as he knocked it somewhere, that would be completely random. Because that means I've got to pull everything out from under the desk. Which is a big load of stuff to do. Which is just really, 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 really frustrating. Because I really wanted to do some airbrushing today. Now I might be able to get away with it by using the second airbrush. So the backup airbrush. I might be able to get away with using that. So let's put this back in here for now. Sorry, chat. All that for no payoff. What did I miss anyway? Catching up on things everyone was doing. So, chat about Jurassic Park. The third one is obviously the best. Where are we at here? The only thing that arrived for me was the bundle, but it definitely could have all fit in the one big box if it had all arrived. Yeah, it's a bit... I've not had this from them before. It's weird that they've shipped it this way. I'm wondering if something... Maybe demand and they've just distant distribution centres or something? I'm not sure. Have you had the dispatch notification for your other stuff? That's the important thing. Where are we at? Trying to think what to... Where to go for it? I kind of wish the anxiety demons could decide if this heckin' model is poodoo or not poodoo. Do you want me to have a look at it? Do you want me to have a look at it while I'm in it? I won't bring it up on stream if you don't want me to. I'll have a look at it on the what you've messaged me because you've not put it in the whips. Let me have a look. Let's have a look here. That looks great. I don't know what you're worried about. That looks great. Like that doesn't that looks like it looks exactly like the conversion I was expecting it to look like with the swap of the arm. I suppose the only thing I was wondering is it because it's kind of raised off the ground. Did you want it kind of resting on the ground, or is that because of the arm angle it doesn't quite work that way? For it. But that looks great. That looks great, Rusty. Yeah, don't you stress. Don't you die. No, I always get that when you do something different. You're like, But don't worry, no stress, no stress. Where are we at? That's the only position where it would not be leaning. Yeah, that's the... I was thinking that with the arm. It looked like it would be if you put it on the ground. Well, I suppose the upside is if you used a bit of like a tactical rock or a little bit of cork on the base, you could look like it's resting it. It's like it's walked forward and it's like prompted it down proudly to plant it. Or it could be like it's like holding it up like, yeah! Either way, it looks really cool. It looks really, really cool. It looks like the best compliment you can have for conversion is it looks as if that should be along in the kit. And that's the key part of it. Newbie is back after watching Jurassic Park. The third one's the best. Stand by it. And I'm not even like in a jokey way. Like I genuinely really enjoy the third one. I'm going to rewatch them all, and you got to watch them in order. Nice. It reminds me, I have to organise my watch party for 9 sometime. I have a friend who just hasn't seen it yet. Ooh. Oh, Shrimp coming in trying to do dad jokes, and Super Weasel's like, no. Moodon doing some dad jokes. Super Weasel's like, no dad jokes today. How you doing, Moodon? How are we? I hope you're doing well. I appreciate that. Anxiety can be a swine sometimes. Oh, 100%. Anxiety, yeah, terrible sometimes. Right now, my brain is screaming at me going, hey, the title of your stream says you were going to do marbling stuff today. You know, you've got your airbrush prepped, but you're not doing it because you're an idiot and you lost the piece. My brain is like going screaming that, and I'm trying my best just to whoop. Yeah, the anxiety brain's never fun. Never fun. I smell a conspiracy afoot. There's always a battle for dad jokes in this chat. I always want to do them. The mods never want me to do them. So yeah. Where are we at? I really wish I had the foresight to get some clamps. Oh, what, for like putting stuff together? As in like holding things together, isn't it? It's one of the hard parts with the super glue dries pretty fast because it dries to itself and creates the bond. But plastic glue, yeah, you just gotta kind of hold. I swear, like these guys were just, you know, when I was putting her banner on her, the amount of time I was just stood here like waiting for the glue to dry, waiting for the glue to dry, waiting for the glue to dry. That was it. Hey, No Sad Nomad, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm hoping that I hope to go watch Jurassic Park 1 at the outdoor cinema near my birthday. Ooh, that would be cool. That's very cool. But yeah, check out the I like that. I like the outdoor cinema. It's fun. I feel like I'm in America, like a what do you call it? Where's my brain? Like an American drive-in sort of style. Lost something. Oh yeah, just the adapter for my the new adapter I purchased for my airbrush, which means I sadly can't use the airbrush, but I might be able to use the old one because I'm only doing quite simple stuff for it. So we'll give this a whirl. I might be able to use this this one because it's not particularly detailed. It's just a quick spray. I bought it. I have the adapter. I just have misplaced it. Silliness, unfortunately, on my end. I'm holding the Tyrannosaurus chest together right now. Yeah, is he just like holding it? Whoa. Is that an illegal dad joke from Shrimp? You gotta be careful. Them mods are gonna time you out. Oh, you know the rules. Whoa. That's how we have the order here. Otherwise, I'd just be rolling dad jokes all the time. That's the hard part of it. I'm just like, woo. Do. No, my VIP. Where are we at? Where's my brain? My brain is just like blah 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 blah. I'm good. Spend the day with a friend, helping them with shopping, being the lucky charm, finding stuff. Nice. Making food and watching anime. That sounds like a great day. What anime did you watch and what food was it? Oh, boom. Was that another unsolicited dad joke by Shrimp? They have 10 seconds as a punishment. That's fair. That's the way it goes. Shrimp's like, no! Oh, it's for the first one. That's fair. That seems fair. You lost the dad joke war. That's the way it goes. For my plastic ent, I tacked it together with super glue and then sealed it with plastic glue. Ooh, that's not a bad way of doing it. I've done that a few times because you get the instant bond, don't you, stuff with super glue activator. I've done that a few times. I get a Tyrannosaurus, sure. Now I'm death gripping a tyrannid porcupine. Yes, yeah. Yeah, same with chaos models because they're always so spiky. You're holding it together like ow. If I was a mod, the band had been coming down, so it's a good job I'm not. Oh. 10 seconds is all I can't type. Okay, valid timeout this time. Watch Dorodoro Season 2 and then made meatless meatballs with chips. Or fries, depending on where you're from. And a salad for us. Ooh. I suppose that's an interesting thought. Like, chips and fries. I feel like in the UK, chips and fries depend on the thickness of the cut. So if it's like a thick potato, it's a chip. Whereas if it's thin, it's a fries. It's a fry. That's how I define it anyway. Obviously, chips are chips in America are a whole different thing, because that's what you guys call potato. That's what you call crisps. Weirdly, potato chips. Nah, they're all potato chips. That's a crisp. Yeah, it's always an interesting one. I don't know. What do you guys determine the difference between a chip or a fry? For me, it is the thickness. It's all about the thickness. I need to put a agitator in here because I keep forgetting to put it in here. Right, so we have got the airbrush out. We are going to sort this out. All I know is I now want chips. Chips. Oh, fish and chips. Oh, there was that time we went to that street food place and the fish and chips were, the batter was like a masala spiced batter. Oh, it was so good. That was such a good time. That was a good time. Fries are skinny, chips I have to be a finger thick or more. I'm with you on that one. If it's about the thickness of my finger or more, it's a chip. Anything than that, it's a fries. Like McDonald's are fries. Whereas like chips are just thicker. Like what you get from the fish and chippy. That's like a chip. That's a thick chip. They have no difference. They're all chips. Oh, I don't know. I think there's like fries and chips. I definitely think there's a difference. I think it's all down to thickness, I think. That was a good time. No. There's a couple of cats that like to hang out near our new flat. It's tempting to get our own milkshake, but I think they have humans. It's always the tricky thing, isn't it? You go, you're coming home with me, and then the next day you see like a couple of days later you see a poster up going, has anyone seen my cat? And you just awkwardly like, get out of the house. Spoons sell chips, Mackey's sell fries. That's it. That's the one. The chips at McDonald's are spoons are actually McCain's home fries. They're weirdly called McCain's home fries chips, which I'm like, you're just confusing the matter now. First thing I'd say a chip if they have skin on. Oh, but you can get skin on fries in the UK. You get skin on fries. So like Five Guys, they do skin on fries. Oh, this is interesting. I'm enjoying this difference of what everybody does differently. I'm like, ooh. Sounds like the older Dark Eldar warriors in those days. Dark Eldar warriors were covered in spikes. Yeah. Let me lose 2 pints of blood for a Dark Eldar warrior, you say. That was it. They were so spiky. I think I've still got some floating around somewhere. They were so spiky. We call them Frenchies. I'm going to butcher saying this. So we call them Frenchies, which is Ranskalayset? Ranskalas. I'll probably butcher that. I'm so. I kind of want. How do you? I want to try and figure this out. Can I do it like phonetically? How would you say? I'm trying to think how to do it. Did I do it? Was that good? Was that good? I was like staring at it like rah. This is like, how do I do this? Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that as a win. I had some gorgeous fish and chips earlier. Oh, now I just want fish and chips. This is the problem with streaming at this time on a Friday. I haven't had food normally, which normally is that whatever we talk about food wise, I end up coming off stream and going, I'm gonna be good and not spend money. I'm gonna not buy takeaway, and then it's like you guys get me so hungry. Oh, I gotta manage to do it. Okay, first try. That's good then. I was worried I was gonna butcher it. Like, oh no. It's like I'm trying. Oh, pop my glove on. Is plastic glue safe on skin? Yeah, it doesn't. It won't bond your skin together because the plastic glue itself glues. It melts plastic, so it is. I mean, to wash it off as you would do normally, you shouldn't really get glue on your skin. But it's not going to be like super glue where you accidentally glue yourself together. It's more if it lands on you, it normally wipes off pretty easily. So you're all good. You're all good. Right. So then we get the airbrush compressor plugged in. Right. Right, we have a new hose, a new compressor. I've got the correct plug. Let us hope I can get this working without it doing the weird seizing that it was doing last time. It might just irritate your skin slightly. Yeah, that's it, yeah. What's that? But that means you can get it. That is true. You could, yeah, it closes at 8:30. Wait, so it means if you yeah, because you don't want to order it at 8:30. Well, no. Is that the good chippy as well? Is that the good chippy on Deliveroo? I mean, we have an air fryer. Just saying. Alright, hold on. It's not doing the Ah, it is doing it. Why is that still doing that? Ah, this is so annoying. What's wrong with this compressor? I cannot figure out why this compressor does it like in short bursts. It keeps like pulsing the air rather than blasting it in one fell swoop. It's meant to be like a single PSI compressor where it just pushes it out, and I'm not quite sure why it's being difficult. Is it not high enough, weirdly? So I'm trying to think where to put it. Sorry, while I experiment with this. Nah, it's not great. No, it's not a tank compressor. It's just like a it's like a all-in-one style one. But for some reason, it's not. The first couple of times I used it, it was fine, and then it started being a bit weird. And I thought it was the hose because I thought maybe the hose had a. I tripped over it basically. So, but yeah, but I've looked into. We've looked into this loads. For it, it's just so annoying. Yeah. So, I'm just trying to figure out. It's worked fine loads, and I'm just trying. Why now is it not? But we tried it where I think it's something to do with the airbrush because if I unplug the airbrush, so if I take the airbrush off and then turn the compressor on. Just constant. Constant, no issues, right? Let's turn that off. Oh, that was very loud. I'm sorry, that was very loud. It's because I've got it resting on a book. It's not its final location. Whereas if I connect the hose to the airbrush, then it starts pulsing, which makes me think there's a problem inside this cheap airbrush. So I don't have a quick connect. No, I've just got this plug in. I think it came with a quick connect option. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Not this one. So if I now turn it back on, it now has the stop. But when I blast it, it pulses, which is not what I want it to be doing. And it never used to pulse. So I'm going to leave it for a few minutes to sit, and while it sits, I'm going to figure out how I do this. Because I reckon I've got enough blasting in there to get out what I want to do. I'm hoping, anyway. I'm really hoping. So yeah, I'm just trying to think the right way around of doing this. Doom, doom, doom. What's the right way around? What's the right way around here?
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Anyway.
Thank you for the blip. Did you have a quick connect for the other brush? That one, the one that was too big for the Harder and Steinbeck, if that would fit the other brush. Oh, where's the thing gone? No, I don't think I had a quick connect for this. Oh, that's the quick connect, isn't it? I don't know where that connects, though. Yeah, because the connector I'm missing for the other brush is the bit that this plugs into. Just trying to work this out. Oh man, I don't want another session of me trying. I thought I'd figured this all out. I'm so annoyed at myself because I'm like, I thought I'd sorted this. I'm like, no. So I'm gonna keep these bits separate. So what's the Harder and Steinbeck bits? What came with this kit? That's the quick connect, isn't it? Is that the quick connect? Just, I don't know what that's for. Does the pulsing affect the spec? Yes, it dips in and out on the PSI. It's not a constant burst. It just goes. It makes it splutter because it makes it go. Not when you want it to, if that makes sense. But so how do I connect this? How do I do this? So it connects to there. And then what this goes... I don't know how this works. I'm just looking around at my airbrush stuff. Why I spend more time faffing with the airbrush than I do actually using it. Yeah, looking for a quick shower, then we'll see if my delivery button is ready on my return. There was I had a big connector that came with the thing. Let's put it down somewhere. I don't know where it's now gone. Oh, what am I doing? I'm losing things. Ah! How am I losing things I had a few minutes ago? Oh man, I swear I'm losing my marbles. There was a big connector on the end of this hose, which I was just now looking for. I wonder if that's what the quick connect pushes into. And I'm so confused at where I've put it. How am I losing things? Oh no. To anyone who's watching this back on the VOD or watching this on the YouTube channel, this is me just having a complete stress. You expected to see painting. Ha ha ha! You did not. You came to see me just losing my marbles. I'm sorry you got this far into the stream. There's normally a collar that attaches to the hose that has a bit of the sides up and down, and then there's a bit that goes on the brush that you just push into the hose. I think that's what I'm looking for. I just have no idea where I've put it. It was what was originally on this. And I had it, and I put it next to my cup, and I'm like, I'm going to remember that's there, because otherwise I'll forget. And it's not there. I'm so confused. Where did I put it? Just checking. How am I this, like, how do I keep losing stuff so quickly? Like, I was like, I will put this here so I don't lose it. Turn around, and it's gone. What has happened to me? I'm losing me marbles. Oh, good. It was in front of me the whole time. It was literally in front of me the whole time. That's true, I didn't. It was there. This whole time. And the reason I couldn't see it is because I was like this. I had my arm. From this angle, if I look down, I cannot see that part of my wet palette. So it's that. That's what we're looking for, right? Is that what you're looking for? Or not? Is that not the right thing? It goes into there. That looks like it should screw in, not slot in. That looks like that should screw in, not slide, right? Was that not the right thing? After all that, was that not the right thing? So that screws in, then that just goes. I feel like I'm missing something here. I'm missing a piece. This is everything that came with the cheap airbrush. Where are we at? So confused. So what piece am I missing? This is everything that came in the kit. Right. So what would I be? I'm so confused. Why would you give me this part? And then not... I'm so confused. Why would you do this to me? Is this just to watch me unravel? Is that what the purpose of this is? Is this what the purpose of this entire airbrush is? It's just to watch me unravel more and more. It's like, wait a second right here. That's so bizarre. Like, why would it... Why would you do this to me? Let's go over here. That's from the other kit, not this kit. Okay. Well, we tried. We tried.
Hello there.
But hello there, Weeaboo. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. I think that's the quick release part. Maybe take that off the brush. The bit you attach to the brush reminds me of how you attach a gas cylinder to a barbecue. Yeah, that's kind of it. If you take the piece you have there on the airbrush off, does the airbrush itself screw into the piece with the hose? Let's have a look. So I take this off. That's still too small to go in the new bit of the hose. If I take this off, then this screws in, but then that's when we were getting the airflow problem before. So that's where we were at the start. Those two bits connected. And then if I turn on the airbrush, I get this. It's pulsing, which is weird. But if I connect, but I don't want the pulsing, so I'm so confused. It might be enough to do what we're doing, so I think we're just gonna have to see if the pulsing will be enough to do this. And I have the connector for my main airbrush when I find it. To hopefully resolve that issue, because I think it's something in here that I can't take apart to find out what's gone wrong. There's a bit in here I can't take apart that I think is what's caused. There's air escaping somewhere in here. So So yeah, it's a brand new hose, and the hose is fine, because if I take the airbrush off, I don't get the pulsing. It's the airbrush, I think. So, the airbrush hose is a brand new one. This is... Airbrush Accessories. That's what this is from. Just Airbrush Accessories. That's all it's called. Yeah. But if I take the airbrush off, the hose does push out consistent flow without the pulsing. So I don't think it's a compressor. I don't think it's the hose. I think it's something in this airbrush, which I could resolve if I hadn't lost the adapter I bought for my proper airbrush. So for now, we'll make this work. There will just be annoying pulsing behind me that you'll have to put up with while I try and do the bases on this. So, trying to remember how on earth I do the bases on this now. Where are we at? But yeah, I appreciate everyone's help, by the way. I really do appreciate everyone's help. So I'm trying to. Do I have to? I'm trying to think. Do I have to paint this first? I assume I have to paint this first. I'm gonna imagine. My brain's like, I think. So because I'm guessing I wouldn't want that. I could have the black underneath, I suppose. The black underneath's not a problem. I probably should just do generic black first, because if I want it smooth. I'm just like, I have no idea. I've never done this technique before. I was like, I can wing it. We can figure it out, right? We can figure it out. He says confidently-ish. We'll make it work. Oh. Hello, compressor. Randomly going off. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Weeaboo. I hadn't seen that. How you doing, my friend? What have you been getting up to, buddy? How's your what I think I have guessed is your heinous creation for your latest commander deck. I think I've guessed it. So, but I'm like, if it is, I feel like I want to do a deck box in the style of what you're after. How are you doing? I hope your ankle's doing better. Yeah, no, ankle's doing better, thank you. Yeah, I just had it elevated for the rest of the day on Sunday, and it seems to have settled down. Monday was a bit slower walking to work, but it seems to have settled. I elevated it when I was at work as well, but no, thank you. Yeah, doing better. Thank you very much for asking. Yeah, I think the afro problem is that you're either too loose or too tight. I feel that's probably it. It's probably it, I think. I was thinking that was it. I think there's something in the airbrush that's causing the problem. Because it doesn't make any... If I run the compressor with no hose, it puts out consistent pressure. I attach the hose, consistent pressure. Attach the airbrush, pulsing. Which makes me think something isn't right with the airbrush. And I would want to test it with my other airbrush, but I've lost the blinking adapter. So annoyed about it. I'm so annoyed with myself. Thank you for the lurk, Super Weasel. Gonna get my hands on a cowering guardsman's or civilian STL model. Ooh, what do you do? What's the vision? What's the vision you've got? Winging it, always the way to learn. Yes, that's the way to do it. I feel like I'm not so. Whenever I build a new commander deck, I don't ever use things like not that I have a problem with people who do things like Moxfield or Architect or anything like that. I just kind of wing it and look at the collection I've got and go, what would be good for this? And then the more I play it, the more I go, oh, this needs more of this or more of that, and then I'll start researching cards. Find like just to wing it and see what happens. Right, so should we start by let's go with. And neutral, just black on the bottom of this first. So where's my black paint? Is the other adapter still on the other hose by any chance? No, unfortunately, this is the problem that kind of happens. So, the adapter for this airbrush, has gone missing from, and I think it was attached to my old compressor that went in the bin. So I had to buy a new adapter for this, but the other hose that we were using, that the blue one has replaced, I was replacing anyway because the other one was too short. That has no adapter attached. That's when I realised I had the same thing. So basically, I can't use my Harder and Steinbeck airbrush because I think I've stupidly thrown away the adapter. So the hose that came with the compressor, I wanted to rule out that was the problem, so I bought a new hose. I think the problem. My next thing would be I would test with a new airbrush with it, but I can't because I've misplaced the adapter. I have bought a new one. I just don't know where I've put it, which is even more annoying. So, yeah, it's just waiting and seeing now. The way I see it, the compressor is trying to get specific pressure within the airbrush. Doesn't have the it doesn't have to constantly pull air. It's kind of it. With the airbrush not on, it just pushes the air out constantly. The constant pressure is it's pushing out, which I think is a problem with the airbrush. Then that's kind of it. Hopefully, it will all be resolved if I can just find that adapter. Because I reckon a quick switch it out if I'm still having a problem, and then at least I can maybe send the airbrush back, the compressor back if the compressor is the issue. It's just those things, and it's one of those like, darn it. Like hoping it would have been a nice easy day of doing stuff, but alas. It was just not meant to be. We don't do things easy here, though. That's not how we do things. Going for an Invicta warsuit. Coming to the rescue of a guardsman running from a lunging Tyrannid. Ooh, that's cool. That's very cool. Glad to hear it, and your thoughts might be correct on the deck. I do need a themed deck box, and the custom sleeves and custom playmat have all... Oh, my lordy. Well, I feel like what I need to do is I need to not ask any questions. I need to whip up the custom deck box and go, was I right? And if not, you're just going to have a really unhinged deck box. Which I think would be really funny. It's like, wait a second. I'll drop the pic of the disc. Ooh, thank you. I'll check that out in a bit. Right, it's going to go with a neutral colour to start with. And then I think we'll then try the different colours with the airbrush. We'll try the airbrush and see how it goes. So now that we've smoothed that out, that will hopefully be a bit better. Yeah, that's what I was about. Yeah, there's no pressure setting on it, unfortunately. It's just a default. It's meant to put out a constant 20 psi. Is what it's meant to do. But it can fluctuate as low as 14. My old compressor was better. It just completely broke, which is sad. So I bought. I know it wasn't a cheap compressor, but I wanted a small one that could sit on the desk. Annoyingly, the power cable for it is tiny, and it's a weird voltage. It's a weird voltage, so I'm trying to find an adapter, one I can plug it in so I can have it somewhere else. Because I don't like it being behind me, because it means because of the directional mic, it means that you guys can hear the compressor running. I'd rather have it behind the microphone, so that way you won't be able to hear it. So. Okay, so this is just testing the waters here. I've not done marble basing before, so let's just see how this comes together. I love that idea. Let's do it. Okay. I will get to printing. Oh, I have your when you have to let me know when you're next to Magic. I have your thing. The other thing needs one part reprinting. I have your thing ready. I'll send you a picture of it later. Probably tomorrow. Because I can lay it out on the dining room table then, and I'll send you a picture of it all. And you can laugh at the random colours of filament that I had. You can tell when I ran out of filament in the hopper. Right. Let's leave those to dry. Speaking of drying, how is our other base getting on? Shall we have a look in it? I put it in the window to dry. I'm hoping it's doing okay. Shall we have a quick nosy? Because it's beautifully, it was beautifully and sunny. So, it's still a little soft, so that's just going to take a bit longer to dry. Put that back on the shelf. And this one was the one where we sanded down the pumice, the rough pumice, and then added a little bit of clear UV resin to see if we could get like a smoothish marble effect. That's actually rock solid. I do quite like that effect. I think it does look like a raw marble, but I just want a couple of somethings on it. Like a little few streaks or something. So I feel like this might get me the result I want a little better. I saw someone use crumpled aluminium for a marble effect. Ooh, like crumpled tinfoil. I've not heard of that. That sounds cool. How did they do that? I was looking for something behind me there. I was like, I went to grab something and I've completely forgot what I was going to grab. No, I didn't. So let's leave these to dry. And then I believe the technique for this is just grab these, stretch it over the base, and then and then prime on the white, and then get everything where you need it to be, and then turn it around at another point and do another color if you wanted like a yellow or a blue tinge or something to it. I think. Kind of guessing. This is me going, I think this will work. I think it'll work. I'm hoping so anyway. Small pieces of random folds or creases as and they filled the ledges of the color and pressed flat. Oh, that's cool. Somewhere on Reddit. Good old Reddit. It's always got the solutions we need. It's like, wait a second. It's like, when in doubt, quick check of Reddit, eh? Right. Let's just wait for these to dry. And I have returned! Welcome back, Verity! You feeling slightly more alive? I don't know how much I'm meant to stretch this by. About like that. Looks about right, maybe? That sits underneath, I guess. Probably a bit of blue tack, and then it's meant to be quite tight. Here comes the terrible news. The Chippy is not accepting more orders. No! Chippy was clearly not meant to be. No Chippy tea tonight. Okay. I think it looks a bit too stretched out, but this is all experimenting, right? So on this next one, if I do it slightly less stretched out, how does that work? Okay, does it even show when you reprint that part? And I'll just pop over to make it easier instead of you blindly go to it. That's fair. Yeah, I'll let you know. Sorry it's taken so long, by the way. It's just been a big old experiment, but it's been good fun. Okay, so stretch this out a bit more. We've got 2 there to test. I think that gives me enough to test out now. Let's see how this goes. So we're going to prime on the white, I think, first. Prime on the white, and then prime on... I'll get a piece of kitchen roll. Today is definitely a big experiment. These are the fun ones, right? Right. Let's see how this goes. So, airbrush, check. So I need a nice white and then probably something to put in with like a gloss varnish or something. I think I have an airbrush white somewhere. Do I have an airbrush white? Don't think I do. Let's go with... I might go with an off-white rather than a brilliant white. I might go for like Arthurian grey. There's other cheapies with that. Oh no, that's fair. Yeah, but we know what we're like. But it's not the good one. I suppose we could always go to another one. Right, okay, let's give this a whirl, shall we? Eh. If I do like Arthurian grey, it's not an in-your-face white. I know it's blocked. That was there, me trying to be like, come on, Arthurian grey. Now it's blocked. Yeet. The downside of droppers. Just here plungering a paint. Okay. Right, so I have the white in. Right, okay, let's give this a go. Should we see how this goes? Alright, airbrush on. Okay, it's all mixed. Ooh, this is exciting. I don't know what to expect from this. This is going to be interesting. So the downside now is it's only doing this slow pressure. Oh, I thought this would be enough to work. Is it not going to work it? Oh, come on. Oh man, it is not liking this at all, is it? No. It's barely pushing the paint through the airbrush. Damn it, I really need to find that adapter for my other airbrush, not this cheap one. So sorry, this is not an enjoyable sound, chat. I'm so sorry. I'm having to constantly push this. Oh. I'm gonna really push this. I feel like this is like those things of like, don't cheap out on this equipment. I should have gone a bit harder on buying like a tank compressor or something. Ah, this is so frustrating. I get the surround sound experience. Oh no, is it really loud? If it's really loud, I'll mute when I do it in a second. If it's really loud, I'll mute. Okay, I've stopped now. I've stopped using it now for the second. Well, as it buzzes like that. I need to grab my thing to spray this into. Where's that gone? I'll just use I'll use this. This will be fine. Like an older phone, yeah, when it vibrated, yeah. Like, this is so frustrating because I'm just like, I just want to. This was meant to be, do it fast. But it has not gone that way. But oh well, there we live and learn, right? But this is all experimenting, so we'll wait for this white to dry, and then hopefully, if that dries, we can then reposition the material on there to try like a blue or a bit of gold or something, just to see how that goes. Okay, let's just give this a clean. I need a cotton bud. Let's move that out of the way. Oh no. I'm an idiot. I just picked up a fully painted model with paint on my fingers. I'm such an idiot. Why did I do that to myself? Yeah, if this works, it'll be faster with the part. That's exactly it. As soon as I find the adapter, I'll be able to know if this works properly or not. If this works like it works badly now, then at least we know it works. Put that behind me there. So I guess I just have to wait for this to dry, and then we go over with then we'll peel it off, and then we'll check out see how it looks, and then maybe rotate it around if we want to add in a second colour to the marble. So at the minute there's third colour, because there's technically the black undercoat. So this is all new. This is all interesting techniques to try. We've tried a lot. This whole Custodes process has all been kind of new stuff, which has been really fun actually. It's been nice to sort of testing out new techniques. We tried out the dry brushing with the true metallic metal paints, which has turned out really well, if I do say so myself. I think they've come out really well. We tried stippling on the cloaks to get a textured effect. That's coming out well. It's all trial and error, this is. I think once it's done, I'll have a pretty fast way to do Custodes, I think. I hope, anyway. Oh, I'm looking forward to tomorrow evening as I'm going to a concert. Ooh! What concert are you going to? Who are you going to see? I haven't been to a gig in ages. Probably should. I was like, I should go to a gig. I don't know who I'm going to go. Who I want to go see. Well, there's loads of people. I just can't remember the last time I went to a gig. Well, technically, I suppose when we went to the theatre for Verity's birthday. That was kind of like a gig because it was very concert themed, which was really good. That's when we saw Six, which was such a good show. It was really, really cool. It's weird playing on my OG Switch since getting the 2. It's so small. How come you're on your OG Switch? I'll be seeing Skillet. I have no idea who that is. I hope they're good. My brain's like, I don't know who that is. If I googled Skillet, I'd probably get some cooking utensils. Right. I don't know how close we are to this drying. Should we do the peel? Because I said I get Tom Out Your Life on the OG, so you can play it on use the 2. True, but I'm obsessed with Slay the Spire at the minute, so I feel like you can have it on the other one. But I appreciate that though. Right, time for the peel moment now. I think this should be dry. So thin paint, which has got some thinner in it, so it normally dries very fast, right? Okay, we ready? Peel it, peel it, peel it. Oh, it wasn't quite dry. Oh, that's cool! That's so cool! Ooh. Oh, that worked really well. Ooh. Now my brain's like, put another color on it. Do another color. But I don't know if it will need it with a thingy varnish. That would be quite easy too. I have a theory now. I don't know if I need the airbrush. I want to experiment doing that same thing with a sponge. I wonder if I can do the same thing with a sponge. We'll leave that one to dry a bit longer. Okay. I want to have a play now. Because all I'm doing, really, I think the airbrush will probably work better, but I'm wondering if the sponge... Should we try? Is there a way to do this technique without using an airbrush? Another colour, then a final white, and then a gloss, you reckon? Ooh, like, I'd make it proper pop. It could work really well. I feel like the airbrush is probably key to doing this for a reason, but I'm curious to know if I can just, like, dab. Just hearing Baldur's Gate music, and I'm like, should probably finish playing that. Right, so if I use the same colour, but then I've got a makeup sponge over here. I've got a pack of makeup sponges from Daiso. I wonder if this would work if I just dabbed it on. Worst case scenario, it doesn't, and then I have to redo it. So... let's have a think. You can use a sponge and you can also use a spray can. Yeah, I feel like the rattle can would be a good way of doing it. Yeah, nice and easier just to clean that up, wouldn't it? Okay. It's grabbing a... Yeah, I feel like the gloss varnish would look really nice on this. Let's try that. Yeah. No, that's not going to be enough. I'm just trying to see if I can get all this paint out of here. I'm only putting a new colour over the top. It'll be fine. So, same colour, the Arthurian Grey. Would dabbing saturate / nudge the wipe? Ooh, potentially. My brain went, what if I hit it with some hairspray? Would that hold it in place better? Give it a whirl. Yeah, would that hold it in place a little better, I wonder? I'll try it first as is, and then if not, then we'll try and hold something. I think we'll try it as is and then go from there. So, just a sponge. Problem is, this really absorbs the paint, this sponge does. Running out of paint. Dry coating one at the end with the resin or Mod Podge. I think the slight added thickness might add to the effect. Ooh, yes! The gloss Mod Podge idea. That's a really good shout. Because I was trying to think about adding loads of layers of something just to thicken it up. Because I want that slightly raised texture. I think you've nailed it there with the with gloss Mod Podge. or just matte Mod Podge, and then I'll add a gloss varnish. Where did my airbrush needle go? To unblock my my Arthurian grey. Don't know where that's gone. We have gloss, not matte. Oh, gloss it is. Gloss. It cuts out a step there. I've done with an airbrush, sponge, and a spray can. My Lord Crook marble effect to his chair was all spray can. Ooh, which one would you say was your favourite way of doing it? Okay, I think that we just leave that now for a second. We've got a spare to mess around with. Kind of curious, actually. I'm kind of tempted to try all three back to back. I just realised, of course, we have gloss Mod Podge. I went and bought it for you the other day, didn't I? My brain is just not in the right spot right now. Like, no thoughts, just not even vibes, just nothing. Get this on here, so I'm just tinkering with making sure this sticks underneath. And that's a cool effect, though. I have to admit, it looks very cool. I don't think what other colours to put on here. I'm thinking like a blue, and then maybe, or a gold, and then maybe a blue, but like a dark, almost like black blue. I think it could be quite nice. Spray can's easiest, there's not much you need to set up for, but I prefer the airbrush as I have more control. That's true, yeah, it's the setup and clear up, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you what, while we wait for that to dry, I'm going to quickly run and hit this one with an airbrush, with a spray can. So I will put the BRB up for like 2 minutes max. I'm going to go give this a whirl, so we can try all three side by side. So I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'll just chuck the BRB up. It won't be a minute. It's just going to take me as long as it takes me to shake the can. So yeah, I'm curious. Give me 1 sec. Where's my BRB button? Where is my BRB button? I knocked my thing somewhere. Yeah, give me a sec. Yeah. There you go. I said I'd be quick. I'm back. I'll be back. Woo! There we go. How are we all diddly doing? So I'm back. That has been hit with Gracia. So Gracia speed can out of the can. So I've got to make sure I know which one's which. So let me grab a brush. Let's go with nice easy paint on this one. So actually get a brush that's going to give me a point to actually be able to do what I want to do with it. I am speed. I spared the best I could. So AB for airbrush. I'm going to wait, and that one's going to be sponge. And then this one will be can. That's also a spare airbrush one. So, right, okay, so that's that. Are we winning? I think so, potentially. Welcome back. Welcome back from your lucky look. So let's try removing the sponge version of it. So this is the one done with sponge. It's going to be interesting to see how this comes out. Ah, okay. So the sponge one was a bit different. So that's not come out as good. Now I'm wondering if that's because this was too thick. That might have been a me error. That might have been a me error. So, in the interest of fairness, I'll put it back on and I'll do the sponge again. I'll give it another layer. Yeah. I don't have cookies, but I do have Haribo. Oh, what Haribo you got? Let's try this again. So I've gone a bit harder in places now with the actual dabbing of the sponge. So we're going to leave that one. I think that was a user error on my end. Classic style mix. I feel like I'm a Super Kiddies mix fan, whatever it's called, or Super Mix, what it's called now. It used to be called Super Kiddies Mix. It's now Super Mix. But the ones I miss more than anything were They were basically they were the jelly babies that you get as like the Double Trouble ones, or the jelly babies you get in like the Super Mix. But they had the bottoms of them were the same stuff that comes on the Love Hearts and the fried eggs. Oh, they were amazing. They were great. Hiya! Welcome back, Johan. How are we? How are you doing? How was your cheese and ham pie? Where are we at? You come back as we are testing various methods of doing things. As my airbrush is being difficult, I want to know if there's a different way I can do this. And right. Okay, that's much lighter. Okay, so I feel like the common thing I'm noticing here is the airbrush gives you way more control to add multiple layers on. This had 3 coats of Gracia. So I guess it just wasn't anywhere near as like intense. So I'm wondering if, again, this could be me learning. This is most likely a user issue. One word, glorious. Oops. So, pie. I did pick up. Oh no, not that. I just dropped that. I didn't pick that up at all. I dropped it. I did pick up on the way home from the butcher's, actually. I walked past the butcher's, and they were just putting out all the stuff that was reduced. So I was like, oh, hello. So I went and got a black pudding sausage roll and a steak and cheese pie. No, I'll have probably for lunch at some point tomorrow, or they'll go in the freezer for a dinner another night. So all we've done so far on these is we've done the Arthurian grey, except this one was Gracier. And then I think what the plan is I want to add second colour, which I think might be like an Incubi Darkness, like an off blue. And then I'm really tempted to add like a gold to it, like a flash of gold into the marble, because sometimes you get the multiple colours, but I'm not sure. I think maybe. Nice touch would be to slightly tint that marble with some bluish greenish contrast paint through the airbrush, but not cover the whole thing. Yeah, the downside I've got here is my airbrush is being difficult. So until I can find my adapter, that one was done with the airbrush. This one was done with a rattle can. This one has been done by sponge. So I think we can probably pull this off now. So I'm going to see how the sponge one looks. But I feel like, yeah, the idea would be, I want to add a secondary colour, like a bluishy green. I think you're spot on with that. Alright. Okay, so that was... The sponge is definitely very different. I feel like the answer here is the airbrush is the best. But again, a lot of this could be user error. This could be me not really figuring it out. I'm still testing stuff. Sponge. SP. Sponge. Yeah, I feel like the sponge was probably too intense for dabbing. So, okay. I quite like that as a very light effect. It's quite nice. It gives you the same sort of thing. I reckon with a few more coats I could get that to look like that. But I don't know what to do with this one. But again, I think this is more me testing here. But yeah, I think the airbrush definitely seems to be the way to go. So, which means back to the conclusion I had at the start, which is I really need to sort my airbrush out. Which I thought I had done yesterday, and then it turned out I completely forgotten the thing. So, shall we do another peel? This is the other airbrush one we did. Oh, a nice satisfying peel for this. Ooh, oh, interesting. That one looks totally different to the other one. So I'm guessing it's more about the position of the... a lot of it's going to come down to the position you put the dry wipe in. Yeah, airbrush is the way. Yeah, so I'm realizing now, looking at this, if you put it on my hand, you can see actually I was way too bunched up in that area. Way too bunched up in that area for that one. I need to be more like... This is what we did for the first one. So spread it more than I actually thought. Okay. That's going to be cool. So that just needs a blast of a second colour. And then Custodi's kind of ready to go on it, I think. And the question is, do I do a pure marble base, or do I add a few little bits of debris around it? I feel I'm going to have to wait and see how it looks at the end. But yeah. But I think, yeah, without now the airbrush, I've got to sort the airbrush out so I can get that done properly. Okay, so that's my job for tomorrow, is to find where on earth I've put this adapter. Because it exists somewhere, and I feel it's just giving me it's even more of a reason to tidy up the hobby area a little bit. You watch, I'm going to walk in this room tomorrow and find it immediately or something, aren't I? That's what's going to happen. I'm going to be like, right, where's the adapter that I spent 15-20 minutes looking for on stream? Oh wait, there it is. Darn it. That's what's going to happen. And hopefully then that'll fix the issue. So I'm really hoping. So, but there we have it. There's some marble effects. Let's put them on there. So we tried sponge, rattle can, and airbrush. I think we all kind of agree the airbrush one looks the best. The top two of the airbrush ones, that's the sponge one, and then that's the rattle can. I think like in order, it's very much that. Like the two airbrushes at the top. With the rattle can one, the sponge just didn't work, and I think that was a mix between me not spreading out the dry wipe as much, but also probably because I had to do it twice because there wasn't really anything on it the first time round. So I think we ruled out sponge for now. I think I would like to go back and revisit it at some point. I think rattle can could potentially reach this level if I just was a little bit more. I think you have to do more layers of the spray can. Because that was like constant, just like where I went round once with the airbrush on this one. And then went round it again, and then kind of went round it in a few places again. It was like I can do that constant kind of control levels. Whereas that was just like a couple of blasts from the can. I think, yeah, that's probably about right. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, I think then, on that one, I think I'm probably going to call stream there at that point. Because I think I am starving, is the first thing. So I'm very hungry. And I've not really eaten. And I can't do much more because my airbrush doesn't work. So I feel that kind of falls together pretty well, I think, on that timing of it. Yeah. Darn fudge. I'm just like, no. So, yeah, otherwise I would have kept like cracking on with the airbrush, I think, putting on the extra colours. But with the airbrush being, I don't want to have to listen to that noise again. I'm like, oh, no. Where are we at? So I think, though, we are going to raid off and spread a little bit of love. We are going to go and raid over to somebody who is celebrating their 9-year anniversary on Twitch. Which looks amazing, which is a crazy amount of time. And then is Epic Duck Studios, and apparently it's their 9-year affiliate anniversary, which is wild. So let us raid over and spread some love to them. They're working on a multitude of various things, doing a bit of airbrushing at this moment in time, so it feels like it's very much works with what we're doing. For it. And Epic Duck Studios do produce some awesome things, including these Eldar Duck STLs that I have on my desk at the minute for a commission to send over to somebody, which is very, very fun. So Epic Duck is incredibly talented. But for now, folks, thank you all so much for being in today. Sorry it's been a little bit of a wild one with me being a bit all over the place. But it's been lovely. And Milkshake joined us for a little bit, which is always nice. We are back on Sunday as per usual, where we are going to be finishing these. That's the plan. The Sunday is going to be, I'm going to do a bit more on the marble basing, and then we're going to be dry brushing all the custodies. So all of the ones we've got built, we're going to be putting on the gold, and then hopefully doing the cloaks. I want to smash through loads on Sunday. I want to get these done. And then, because the sooner we get them done, the sooner I can move on to the vehicle, which I'm very excited for. But for now, thank you so much for being here, and as always, please remember to stay safe, stay positive, and above all, be an ambassador for your hobby. We will catch you all on Sunday, folks, and thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye, bye! Good night, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. You're all awesome. Thank you so much. You're amazing.